I have been contemplating on, you know, releasing different versions of this fucking rant, but I'm just gonna sit out here and do it to some nice gameplay that I recorded from a Dreams fan-made Sonic game. If you don't know what Dreams is, look it up! Look up Dreams game into YouTube. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find it. This is some mediocre footage, but I'm using it as background footage to talk about the topic that I really want to talk about because I've been stewing over it for the past 3 fucking weeks. And now it's time for me to bring it all home to the promised land that is YouTube.com with all its disparaging bullshit that it likes to put content creators through. Although I don't really consider myself a content creator quite yet. I don't know. Maybe one day. Who knows? I'll create something that will blow everybody's fucking mind away. But for now, you're just going to have to settle for tirade-laced... I should say profanity-laced tirades, if I can speak properly. Profanity-laced tirades. I'm not cutting it. It's just going to be in there. Basically, I don't know if I'm going to call this a series or not, but let's just say that this is the bash. And today on the bash, if this does become a thing, I'm going to be talking about Wrestlemania. Because I got a lot to say about Wrestlemania that I know that certain people all over the fucking news and websites, wrestling related anyways, probably disagree with me on. Because, all criticisms aside, WrestleMania this year, both nights, it was pretty fucking amazing. You know, for the first time, fans being back in the building, for the first time in a fucking year, fans being back in the building, you know, there was a lot of good shit at this year's WrestleMania, but there was a lot of bad shit too. That's what happens with WWE. We gotta take the good with the bad, except I'm gonna complain about the bad. I'm gonna go through some minor things first, and then get into the major stuff. Okay? So I'm just gonna talk about the good really quickly. The good that I care about, anyways. Shane McMahon taking that bump off the steel cage, really good stuff. Cesaro beating Seth Rollins. I'm really glad that he's getting a push. More on that in a bit, though. The women's title match that main evented night one was really, really good. But again, I have some gripes with that, though. United States title was really good. Owens versus Zayn. Those two also always do good work, no matter what they're fucking in. Ripley defeated Asuka. Was really happy about that. And the main event of night two, while they fucked it up, was pretty good as well. Now we're going to get into the bad. And oh boy, there's a lot of bad here. Like I said, we're going to start with minor stuff. The WWE title match that started off night one. Bobby Lashley defends successfully against Drew McIntyre for Drew's first time being in front of fucking people in a year. What the fuck? Okay. Drew McIntyre carried this company throughout its COVID era, we'll call it. And yeah, that's the thanks that he gets. Yeah, no, we'll just give you a stupid, kind of a boring job out to fucking Bobby Lashley. And you're not getting your title back probably until SummerSlam. It's just not going to happen. You know, I guess fuck you, Drew. Thank you for your years of service, but They weren't really that important, especially last year when, you know, you were like the highlight of every other fucking show besides Sasha Banks. So, yeah. Um, like I said, we're getting to Sasha in a little bit. She's part of the major things that I have with this fucking pay-per-view. The Raw Tag Team titles, AJ Styles and Omos. That's how it's read here. I'm not bullshitting. It's like read Omos. Incredible. Defeated the New Day for the Raw tag straps. It just proves that Vince McMahon does not give a fuck about tag teams. I don't know why people still are hoping for some competent fucking tag team wrestling outside of NXT in 2015 through 2018. You're not going to get it. You're just not. I mean, for God's sakes, they put Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher together in NXT for the Dusty Rhodes Classic after they nearly killed each other at a takeover earlier that same fucking year. Like, it doesn't make any sense, does it? Does it? Uh, the all the tag team titles in the Big Dub are a sham. They just are. We just had another set of women's tag titles added to the NXT branch. That's great, but the first people to hold them, they aren't even a fucking like matching tag team. Like say what you will about Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, and they're very annoying. Yes, now they are, but at least they look like a tag team. I don't know. Why not get your heels some heat and put them on put the belts on them, like have them fuck the baby faces and put the belts on them at Stand and Deliver. Who fucking knows? But yeah, AJ Styles and Omos. Omos is fucking big. He's very impressive looking, but he doesn't really like sell much. That kind of thing. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know which one. Yeah, it's the Raw Tag Team titles. Who fucking cares? Like who fucking cares? Like, I get that there'll never be like a tag team scene like in the WWF in the 90s and in the Attitude Era. I understand that there'll never be like that again, but the Dirty Dogs, AJ Styles, instead of wrestling Triple H, is holding one of the shitty branded tag team belts. Okay. Uh, and then night 2. Remember, this is still minor stuff. This is still minor stuff. Randy Orton defeated the Fiend. Why? More importantly, Bray hasn't been seen on television since the Raw after night 2. Are you guys just done with him now? He wasn't in that list of releases that you didn't need to release. He wasn't a part of getting a garbage bag like Mickie James was. I don't know what else you plan to do with him, but yeah, you've effectively buried the Fiend now. Congratulations. If you guys thought that Hell in a Cell match with Seth Rollins was bad, oh boy, WrestleMania takes that fucking by a mile. And I know that people are looking at that. Well, Alexa Bliss. First of all, Alexa Bliss shouldn't even be doing stupid shit like this because she's better than that. Very underrated. I don't care what anybody fucking says. Like, she's very she's possibly the next Trish Stratus. If know how to use her correctly. Sorry, my mic cut out. But they don't know how to use her correctly. Instead, they just have her doing stupid shit with Bray Wyatt. Look, say what you want about the Fiend. Say what you want about the Firefly Funhouse. It's fucking stupid. Like, it was really cool at first, and it was a really neat idea to have the Funhouse and whatever the fuck, right? And then they cocked it up at WrestleMania with that garbage shit that they put John Cena in. If you like that ridiculous shit, good for you. It doesn't fucking belong in wrestling. Apollo Crews versus Biggie Langston. I still call him Langston. This is for the Intercontinental title. Uh, and get this, fellas. It was a Nigerian drum fight. That's what this match was. Well, the drums weren't used. Apollo Crews takes a bump on the steel steps for no fucking reason. Because the match wasn't even that fucking long. And there was a run-in from Dabba-Kato from Raw Underground. You guys remember Raw Underground, do you? Neither do I. But I remember Dabba-Kato, and for some reason, the announced team was just like, we don't know who this motherfucker is. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. He was on TV like, what, 6 months ago? Yeah, you know who he is. Now he has a different name. I don't remember his different name because that's how fucking stupid it was. I'm glad that Apollo Crews could win some fucking gold, finally. He deserves it. But at the same time, the match sucked. And you should feel bad for it. I guess now we move into the major stuff. This is where I get a little bit long-winded, folks. I miss all the small little burps in there. But this is where I really feel the rage simmering up within me. I don't give a fuck about Tag Team Turmoil, by the way. I know I should, but I don't. But here's the first thing. And I can't even believe I'm about to say the sentence. The Miz and John Morrison versus Damian Priest and Bad Bunny. This match hurts me on a level as a wrestling fan. Like a lifelong wrestling fan. I remember watching that Mr. T match, and Mr. T couldn't do all like the shit that Roddy Piper could do, but at least he made his shit look good. You know, Bad Bunny can hit John Morrison with a Canadian Destroyer on the fucking floor outside of the ring, but he can't throw a punch properly. And then to make things worse, and I don't remember which one he pinned, so don't ask. He pins one half of one of the WWE's best and over tag teams in history. Seriously, I mean, are they historic on the level of the Dudley Boys? No. But, like, The Miz and Morrison have been draped in tag team gold. They are both former world champions. No matter what company that it's in, I really don't give a fuck. You don't have to sit here and say that Impact Wrestling is on the same level as WWE if you don't want to. I really don't give a fuck what you feel like. But like it or not, those companies that Morrison has been to had trusted him to be their top fucking guy for a time. The Miz has been WWE champion 2 times for this match now. Whether you like them or not, they have some fucking stock with them. And they are very good workers. Bad Bunny can't throw a fucking forearm, much less a punch. He hits John Morrison with a Canadian Destroyer. And imagine, poor Damian Priest, bruh. Damian Priest comes from NXT as his first ever Wrestlemania, and he has to babysit this fucking child-looking fucking rapper douche. Give me a break. Are you fucking kidding me? John Morrison let himself be hit with a Canadian Destroyer on the fucking floor on the outside of the ring. by a guy who's not even a wrestler. Like, it just... But he can't throw a punch correctly. He can sell. That was surprising to see. He sold very well. The Canadian Destroyer looked very well. But, like, he shouldn't be doing this shit because he's not a fucking wrestler. And I know what you might be thinking. Well, do people really expect Shane McMahon to go one-on-one with Braun Strowman in a steel cage and take that seriously? Shane McMahon has two things going for him. One, he's grown up in the business, and two, his father is Vince McMahon and he owns a stock share in the company. So there's no fucking reason to believe that he wouldn't fucking be able to beat Braun Strowman even with some sort of chicanery. He didn't. So, I don't know what the complaint there is, but he just didn't. Bad Bunny pins one half of former World Tag Team Champions, one of the former World Champions that have been all over the world, wrestled all over the world. Bad Bunny pins one of those guys. After a Canadian Destroyer in the and I don't remember the finish of the match because I was just so fucking offended at this point that this motherfucker was able to do that, but he can't throw a fucking proper punch. And then to top that shit off, he pins one half of one of the most over tag teams in the company's history. Former world champions. Seriously, I want to know who okayed that, so then I could just fucking shake them awake from this fantasy land that they live in where this is wrestling. That was fucking stupid. I dealt with the 24/7 title. Don't make me deal with seeing this guy win more just because he's a quote-unquote big celebrity. First of all, everyone that I've talked to, I've asked about this motherfucker, and I said, have you ever heard of Bad Bunny? And they're like, one of them even asked me, oh, you mean the Twitch thought, Bad Bunny? No. Bad Bunny the rapper. And then they fucking either look at me like I'm crazy, or they just have a really long pause, and they're just like, yeah, no, I don't know who that is. Nobody knows who this motherfucker is, yet apparently he's a Grammy award-winning fucking artist, which that just shows you just how much of a sham the Grammys are, because they're willing to give a fucking Grammy to this shit fucking faced rapper. And then to add on top of that, nobody knows who this motherfucker is. Nobody in wrestling knows who he is except for Booker T. I don't even think he should know who he is. Why is he on my wrestling show? And speaking of shit that shouldn't be on my fucking wrestling show. Oh, God. Logan Paul has been a plague to YouTube as is. The only reason why I let it slide that he was on the Mania fucking presentation, we might as well call it a presentation, is because Kevin Steen gave him a stunner. But Logan, I don't know if you're ever going to see this. I doubt you will. You don't fucking belong there. Just saying. I appreciate you selling the stunner, but yeah, no, you don't belong here. Stay away. Don't just be mindful. Don't fucking take the check. You don't need it. I'm pretty sure that you have more money than. I mean, you probably have more money than you have body hair. Let's be real. Like, just you don't need it. Keep boxing shitty fucking YouTubers like your brother is. You're better at that than anything. Just stick to that. Stick to what you know. That's all I'm saying. Let's move on from that. Bianca Bel-Air versus Sasha Banks. Like, I'm just gonna blanketly come out and say it. This is one of the worst built WrestleMania cards I've ever fucking seen in my life. TV was painful getting to this event because of just how fucking hard it is to watch. And keep in mind, right? I mentioned this match. Sasha Banks for a fucking year. Like I said, Drew McIntyre carried the company. He carried Raw. Sasha carried SmackDown. She was the highest rated segment every fucking week on SmackDown. No matter if it was with that fucking cartoon Reginald or her lackluster feud with Carmella, she's the hottest thing on television, physically and wrestling wise. She was the most over babyface on television that wasn't a fucking legend. So, like, Edge, I'm not counting him in this. We'll get to him in a bit, though. And they turn her heel just to put Bianca over. First off, you didn't even need to do that. You really didn't need to do that. So, great. Now Sasha's stock is hurt in the eyes of the fans. And it makes her look like a chump now that she lost to Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. And since you want to make history, Vince, you want to make history so fucking much, you're so worried about being historical, and so you can beat that fucking word to death. Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks was the first ever main event that featured black women in the main event of WrestleMania, okay? Which, for history's sake, okay, fine. As you know, I'm not about that woke shit. I only do shit if it makes sense. I don't do shit if it fucking feeds a fucking narrative or a historical storyline. That ain't me, right? But for this, alright, fine. You know what? That's fine. I'm happy because number one, I love Sasha. Number two, Bianca is going to be one of the biggest fucking stars going. Well, for what could be a star in wrestling these days. And, you know, she's already done incredible things. She's going to do even more incredible things. Sasha did not need to turn heel to have this match happen. She just didn't. It doesn't make any sense. Why the fuck would you have one of your most over fucking baby faces in a very long time? Like, I'm talking a very long time. Like, she was like, I'm not saying that she was like Daniel Bryan fucking big. I mean, it's hard to tell because there were no fans, right? But she carried fucking SmackDown. 90% of the segments I watched on SmackDown were either her or Roman Reigns doing something awful. And even I had to cut that shit off after Jey Uso turned heel. That didn't make any sense either, by the way, just so you know. Oh, you beat me up really badly and then you tried to kill my brother inside of a cell to make me say I quit. Yeah, I'm automatically on your side now. It doesn't make any sense. Fucking morons. But don't worry, we will get to Jey Uso and Roman Reigns, trust me. Sasha carried Friday nights. Carried them. What would have been a better way to end night one, right? Like, yes, Bianca's family came in the ring. It was a really touching moment. Okay. I got goosebumps when before the fucking bell even rung. Like, Bianca's sitting there choking back tears. Like, it was a powerful fucking moment, right? And in that moment, they could have rectified the last 2 weeks of television. But they don't. At the end of it, it's just Sasha lays on the fucking floor, defeated as a heel, and she was caught on camera in front of people smiling at the fact that she just fucking lost the title because, you know, it's so fucking stupid. So, Sasha could have been faced, they could have hugged, they could have had a nice big happy ending, especially even more happier because of what is about to come. And I think Y'all know exactly what I'm alluding to. At least some of you have heard me bitch about this in DMs or whatever the fuck over the past several weeks. But I'm still pissed about it. In April of 2011, the night after a WrestleMania, Edge successfully defended the World Heavyweight Championship against Alberto Del Rio on the Show of Shows. And then the very next night, on Monday Night Raw, he had to retire and relinquish that belt. It was a shockwave sent all throughout the fucking industry, right? And then last year at the Royal Rumble, he's able to come back. Gets hurt again, tears his fucking tricep. The first injury was a neck injury that he had to receive. A triple fusion fucking neck surgery. Triple fusion. I've never even heard of that before. A triple fusion neck surgery just to come back. And then 10 years to the day. 10 years to the day that he had to walk away from this business that he holds so fucking dear. He is in the main event of WrestleMania, which should have been a one-on-one match, but just because Daniel Bryan wants to leave, they had to shoehorn him into the main event. They couldn't have given him any other match, which I could think of 5 other guys that Daniel Bryan could have wrestled on that night that would have put up a better fucking excuse to have him on the card than this. And I'm not just talking about NXT, I'm talking main roster guys too. It was a triple threat match. It shouldn't have been. It should have just been Edge versus Roman Reigns. It really should have been. Edge cuts the best promos. The best promos of his career in the fucking 2 days leading up to this match. The best. The first one on SmackDown, then on Talking Smack that Saturday. No one could fucking touch him. Nobody. The way that he delivered these promos, it was unlike anything else on the fucking roster because everybody else has their shit scripted for him all the time. Which is fucking stupid. Because I don't know if anybody saw the rain delay part of the show on night 1. Nobody knows how to cut a fucking promo properly anymore. It's embarrassing. Drew got through his, but that's about it. Kevin Steen got through his, but that's about it. Nobody fucking was able to cut a fucking decent promo because they're used to scripts. That's not how you're supposed to learn promos, but whatever. Edge was on fucking fire going into this. And especially because it was a triple threat match now. Like I said, it shouldn't have been, but it gave him the added reason as to why he should fucking win this at all costs. He comes back again this year. Wins the Royal Rumble from spot entry number fucking 1. Main events. WrestleMania on night 2. On night 2. And the match was great. It was high impact. The pressure was on. Some points were a little bit stupid. I'll admit. They were kind of stupid. But there's only some points. Overall, the match was great. And then Jey Uso, in front of the referee, keep in mind, which I guess referees just aren't allowed to eject people from ringside anymore. In front of the referee, distracts Edge. Roman hits him with a concerto. And as God is my witness, and they made a fucking t-shirt off of it. He pins them both. at the same time. He stacks them and pins them both at the same time. And he retains the Universal Championship. First of all, I fucking hate that title. I have never liked how pretentious it is for them to have a Universal Championship. Like, it's bad enough to have 2 world titles, which you don't fucking need 2 world titles. But, my God, the Universal Championship, that shit is pretentious as fuck. But if there was ever a time to win a belt for Edge, that would have been fucking it. Wrestlemania. 36,000 people in Raymond James Stadium. The first wrestling event to have a fucking crowd. A significant crowd since the pandemic. And Edge doesn't win this fucking title. And I know what people are going to say, well, I mean, what about Cesaro? You know, this opens the door for Cesaro to beat Roman Reigns for the title. First of all, he's probably not beating Roman for the title, at least not anytime soon. Secondly, if you wanted to do that, and if Cesaro was actually going to win the championship, let Edge have his moment. I'm not saying keep the belt on him long, right? I would keep it on him maybe 25 to 30 days. 25 30 days is for Edge as Universal Champion. Nobody would be complaining about that, especially after the fans would literally pop their fucking asshole cherry where they sit. Just to see it. Because it's 10 years to the day. Imagine, 10 years to the day, he wins the title back. What is a better story than that? But no. They just fucked it up. And I hold grudges. So I'm probably not watching for a little while. And to add insult to injury, okay, this week on Friday Night SmackDown, they're going to have Daniel Bryan go for the belt again. And I'm just spitballing here. They're going to have him go for the belt again. And I guess it's a loser leaves town type deal. I guess if Bryan loses, he leaves SmackDown or the WWE or whatever the fuck. Okay. I bet you Edge is going to come out, cost Bryan the fucking match. He's going to turn heel for fuck all reason that makes no sense. And then they would have ruined Edge's 2 comebacks. That's fucking great, man. It's really fucking... I mean, it's already ruined. So you might as well just go balls out with it. At this fucking point. Even though he should stay babyface and have won the title at WrestleMania. He's probably going to be heel and fucking heel a win for the title at SummerSlam or some shit. Or just be a heel and don't win the title at all. Because, yeah, fuck Edge, right? You know, his years of service of giving his body to this fucking company has just meant nothing. 11 years of his life, now 12 and 13, because he fucking had to take an absence because his neck was fucking destroyed from all these TLC matches that he did. And all these ladder matches that he participated in. And the Hell in a Cell. And fucking his neck up one day on SmackDown. Spearing Tyrus, I guess now he's called. Or Brodus Clay, as he used to be called. Or fucking his neck up in the Del Rio match. Yeah. Breaking his neck hurting his neck more than once, having triple fucking fusion neck surgery, still taking bumps that I'm worried about him to take. Yeah, no, just WWE, fuck Edge, right? His years of service, his years of getting spat on by crowds because his fucking private relationship was out in the open, which, yeah, he was wrong, but still, yeah, he did all that for you guys. And you can't even throw him a fucking bone. That's crazy to me. You know, I just, after everything, it all starts to get put into perspective a little bit. Like, the WWE doesn't care about making good television. I mean, they sit here and say, oh, well, we want to put smiles on people's faces. What would be the biggest set of smiles ever if Edge just won the title? Better yet, Jim Cornette came up with this one. I mean, why not have the match one-on-one? And if you don't want Roman to lose, have him fucking retain. Use a narrative. You know, Edge, man, he fucking gave it all he got. But he's been away for so fucking long, and he's so much older than Roman is now. You know, he couldn't put the young bull away. He couldn't put the young lion away. Well, I guess that shit don't matter now, does it? Yeah. Fuck you, Vince. And whoever else made this booking decision. Because, I gotta say, like, I don't want to fucking, like, I don't want to watch anymore. Like, I'm only watching NXT. Because I like most of the guys from NXT. And I'm only watching Ring of Honor because at least Ring of Honor has a halfway decent fucking television show. They don't have stupid, irritating shenanigans like on AEW. And they don't have shit that just doesn't make any fucking sense like in WWE. So, fuck. I'm tired of this. I'm sorry, Edge. I'm sorry, Daniel Bryan. They fucking ruined your last WrestleMania. My God. Putting you in a triple threat match where, one, you didn't really belong. Sorry, but he didn't belong there. And two, uh, seriously, like, I can name 5 guys that Bryan could have fucking wrestled at Mania instead of being in this triple threat match. But it's whatever. Fuck you. That's all I can say. I hold grudges, and I'm gonna be pissed about this one for a very long time. I'm gonna give a little update at the end here. My next video is gonna be a little bit more serious. Uh, some of you know what it's about. But I'm not gonna disclose that yet. It's gonna be a surprise for most of you. And I'm probably going to be using more of this Sonic gameplay. I forgot the name of the fucking guy. It's Bandicoot Love and 3 other people on Dreams. If you guys wanna take a look at the game and you have Dreams, it's called Sonic Venture Plus. Like Venture, like not Adventure, just Venture, like the Venture Brothers. Plus. Plus is spelled out. At first I thought it was going to be shit because it has a really stupid name. But I was delightfully mistaken. So, yeah. Um, that's it. Unless I'm missing something else. I will be doing more of these. Like I said, I just don't know how or on what. But I will be doing more commentary related stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna edit it or not. It really depends. I'm keeping in all the mistakes I made at the beginning. But with that being said, whoever watches this, thank you for watching. Um, if, Let me know if you agree with me or not. If you don't, I really don't give a fuck either way. But I will respect your opinion and I'll hear it out probably if it's not too stupid. Um, I don't got a lot of patience for stupidity these days, as you might have realized. So I guess I just let this level play out and actually fuck that. Yeah, fuck the level. See you guys later.